Hi everyone, I hope life is treating you kindly. I'm Lubomira and welcome to all my crafty friends new and returning. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is day 11 of the holiday card series. I just can't believe how quickly nearly 2 weeks have gone by. I've loved every minute of sharing these projects with you, and I hope you've enjoyed them as much as I have. If you've missed any of the previous videos, I'll link them in the description below so you don't miss out on any of the crafty goodness. Today's card doesn't really show anything new as far as technique, but I wanted to share this card more for how I prepared to make it. It's funny, but in previous years, I've relied on stamping and coloring to make my holiday cards. But this year, I've fallen back on die cutting primarily. I say this is funny because I wouldn't consider myself a die cutting fan. So many of you say I have patience to do some of the things I do, but in reality, die cutting can frustrate me to no end. I love the look of die cutting and I love watching so many creative creators make amazing cards using them. I could watch the design team over on the Spellbinders media pages for hours fascinated. On more than one occasion, I've been convinced that I can do something by a certain creator only to look at the die when I get it and say, yeah, nope, I can't do this. I won't do this. Spellbinders marketing is quite good and I have fallen for it, as I am sure so many have. And I completely say this lightheartedly with amusement. The truth of the matter is I enjoy giving myself a challenge and trying to push myself outside of my comfort zone. And for me, believe it or not, that would be die cutting and lettering. But that's a topic for another day. Over the years, I've found ways to make life a little easier for myself when it comes to more elaborate dies. And while the prep work may be a lot the first time around, it saves me time the next time and makes me more likely to come back to a die that would have otherwise frustrated me. I'm excited to show you this project, so let's get into this video. Today I'm working with Photoplay's layered nativity frame die. Normally I would shy away from a die like this, but for whatever reason this die really caught my eye this year. There's something about its modern simplicity that really appealed to me. Now, as far as dies go, it isn't the simplest die to use. Overall, it comes in 8 pieces. The larger medallion piece you place everything else on, and 7 other pieces that connect multiple dies at once. Some of the die pairings make sense, while others don't. Overall, the easiest way to create this die is actually die cutting all the pieces from white cardstock and then inking those pieces to achieve that multicolored look. However, if you want to be a little bit more ambitious and you're going to be die cutting from cardstock, it can get a little confusing as to which piece is what and what color to cut it from. For example, the star piece is connected to baby Jesus's body, while Joseph's beard is connected to Mary's headband. It can quickly become overwhelming to get everything straight. So this is where my system comes in handy. I found that the simplest way to work with dies like this is to do some prep work the first time around so that the next time it's much easier. To do this, I start off by making myself a key. There are a lot of pieces in this die that go together like a puzzle, but the way they are connected don't necessarily relate to one another, and that's where the tricky part of it lies. To sort everything out, first I die cut the medallion from one piece of cardstock and then all the other pieces from a different piece of cardstock. Then I go ahead and glue both pieces to a panel that will fit into the die packaging so I can put it away in the packaging when I'm finished. Once I have that done, I number all the pieces in the medallion and then find the corresponding die cut piece and assign the same number. This saves me so much time because I can see which die goes where and how it relates to the other pieces in regards to color. Which dies are going to have the same color and which aren't. Once I have that done, I can go and lay out my cardstock. You can even go as far as numbering the cardstock just to keep track of what colors you're using and where. After die cutting everything, I pop in the pieces into my key, which helps me see that I have all the pieces and I haven't missed anything. From there, it's just about gluing the pieces where they go on the medallion. Again, the numbering system helps as a reference, so there's less time wasted on figuring out where what goes. Like when I'm putting together a puzzle, I like to work from the outside and move my way in when I place my pieces. The last thing I put into place is the star, which I layered with 2 additional pieces to give it a little bit more dimension. After assembling the die, I cut 2 elongated ovals from gold and purple cardstock, larger than the medallion piece. These are Spellbinder's Essential Modern oval dies. They work very nicely with the nativity die because they have the same shape. I glued the gold oval behind the medallion using liquid glue, and then I popped up the now layered nativity die onto the purple oval using foam squares.
Laid down his sweet head, the stars in the sky looked.
Next, I moved on to making the sentiment. I hot foiled the sentiment Joy to the World using an older Spellbinder's glimmer plate from the Yana's Christmas sentiment set. I placed my greeting onto the heating platform and covered it with a piece of gold glimmer foil, shiny side facing the hot foil plate. Then I placed a piece of purple cardstock on top of the foil and sandwiched everything under the glimmer protective plates. I started the timer on the glimmer and waited for the indicator to let me know when to remove the hot plate. When it was ready, I ran it through my die cut machine off camera. I removed the cardstock from the platform and pulled back the foil to reveal the sentiment. This set came with a coordinating die, which I used to die cut the sentiment, and I also cleaned up any overfoiling with an eraser off camera. For the background, I stenciled a quick starry sky across a piece of coordinating purple cardstock. I used the stencil Follow That Star from Honeybee Stamps in combination with Simon Hurley's Lunar Paste in the color Sight. This paste is very creamy and dries pretty quickly, so you won't have a lot of downtime between application and it drying. All that's left is to put everything together. I attached the background panel to a white card base using liquid glue. Next, I attached the nativity scene to the front of the card using foam squares, offsetting it to the left of the center of the panel. I also attached the sentiment next to the nativity scene using a combination of foam squares and glue.
Stay close by me forever and love me, I pray. Bless all the dear children in thy tender care, and take us to heaven to live with thee there. Thee there.
To finish the card, I added some gold pearls to add a little bit more interest to the front of the card. And that's it for this card. Once I made the key, the die came together quickly and I really enjoyed using it. This card came out very elegant and modern. The purple, although not a typical Christmas or nativity scene color, made the card look very regal. What do you think? Please leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today for the 11th day of the holiday card series. I really appreciate you all coming back day after day to see all these cards. I know I've had a blast and I hope you have too. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, leave me those comments. They are an important part of my week. And while I haven't answered in the past few videos, I know I'm a little behind, but I've read them all and I'll be answering you shortly. You've given me your time and shared with me, and I want to make sure I give you the proper attention you deserve. I hope you'll join me tomorrow for the 12th day of the holiday card series. Until then, have an amazing night, and I hope life treats you kindly. Take care. Bye.